Having discussed our exponential function, let's move on to our next transcendental function. This is the hyperbolic function. Now, if you have already previously encountered or heard of our hyperbolic function, it looks like our typical trigonometric functions, something like this. Now, hyperbolic functions are actually exponential based, and they are analogs of our trigonometric functions. But instead of using the circle, just like our trigonometric functions, in hyperbolic functions, this is defined using the hyperbola. And hyperbolic functions are a special class of, again, exponential functions. This means that this here can be expressed in exponential function. So this is the definition of the hyperbolic functions. As I have mentioned, that this can be expressed as an exponential function. Our By the way, we read this as the hyperbolic sign, the hyperbolic sign of x. Uh, and the hyperbolic sign of x is just equal to e raised to the x minus e raised to negative x all over 2. And for the hyperbolic cosine of x, that is just e raised to the x plus e raised to the negative x. So if you look closely for our hyperbolic sign, we have a negative, and for the hyperbolic cosine, that is the positive. Actually, we don't need to remember everything. We just remember these two, and we'll be able to identify or get our hyperbolic tangent x. Same principle with the tangent function. Hyperbolic tangent x is as well just the hyperbolic sin x over hyperbolic cosine x. Or if we rewrite this into the exponential form, this is just equal to e raised to the x minus e raised to negative x all over e raised to the x plus e raised to negative x. And similar with for the cosecant, secant, and the hyperbolic cotangent, they are just the inverse of, the opposite of this one, of the other. Now, this is the graph of our hyperbolic functions. This one here is our sine x. If you remember the graph, if the definition of hyperbolic sine x, that is e to the x minus e to negative x all over 2, it means the half of this minus the half of that one. So this is the graph of the half of e to the x, and this is the graph of e to the negative x, the negative e to the negative x. And together, they form this curve, and that is our hyperbolic function. Domains and range is all real numbers. Now for a hyperbolic cosine x, it now forms like this. Domain is all real numbers, but the range is 1 and higher, or at where the x is greater than or equal to 1. For the hyperbolic tangent, the domain is all real numbers, but the range is this one. We have an open interval of -1 to +1. This is a hyperbolic cosine x. This is the hyperbolic secant x and the hyperbolic cotangent x. This is the hyperbolic identities, which is quite similar to the trigonometric identities. But of course, there are obvious parts here that they are not really the same, but they are similar. For the hyperbole, if you remember, for the trigonometric identities, we have cosine squared x plus the sine squared x is equal to 1. However, in our hyperbolic identity, we have a minus here. The hyperbolic cosine squared x minus the hyperbolic sine squared x is equal to 1. And then you just apply it to the following, and we'll get this one there. And we have also here the addition or subtraction. And the sine, hyperbolic sine, still follows the sin cos cosine, sin cos cosine. And our cosine, hyperbolic cosine, still follows the cos cos sin sin. However, for the trigonometric functions, if we have a positive here, that means that we should have a negative there. And if we have a negative here, we should have a positive here, right? If in or for our trigonometric functions. But for the hyperbolic functions, that is not the case. We just follows the sign as is. Again, this very important to know of the hyperbolic function, or I mean the identities of the hyperbolic functions, to simplify our differentiation when we deal with hyperbolic functions. Our hyperbolic sine squared x is also equal to negative 1 plus hyperbolic cosine 2x all over 2. And for the other one, uh, this is if we have the negative here, we have a positive here. And our sine 2x still follows similarly to the double angle formula like the trigonometric function. But again, we can just derive this from here because that is just sin cos cosine. And as well, this one here, this is just cos cos sin sin.